Y'all know I always share with y'all like how I crunch like my financial journey. I know that there are times when I share more with y'all, but it's really just based on my schedule. Know that I'm always crunching numbers, always trying to figure out a way to keep more in my pocket. So what I realized is this week is that what did I realize this week? Okay, so I realized this week that I prefer to drive to work because, I mean, when I gotta get up and go, I can get up and go for any reason. I'm per diem. Every now and then I'll get what they call canceled. Doesn't happen hardly ever at the hospitals that I work at because there's such a high demand, but maybe like 3 times in the last 4 years I've gotten canceled, and I prefer to drive because when I gotta get up and go, I can get up and go. What I realize is I roughly spend let me be honest with y'all. I roughly spend $73 a week in gas, right? That's roughly. That's $280 a month in gas. That is a car note for some people. Like, that is a lot of money. So what I do know is there are some people that I know that commute. Actually, when I'm listening to my financial podcast, that is their suggestion, like commute to work, ride a bike or whatever. The issue with me is I stay so far from my job. So riding a bike is not an issue, is not an option. But as far as like commuting, it is. When I looked into commuting, my job has this program where they will give you 20 rides a month on MARTA. But you have to revoke your parking pass, right? You have to give your parking pass up. It's like a gift. Like, you ride MARTA, then we'll pay, right? 20 rides a month is like 10 days. 10 days out of the work. I currently work that. I probably work that in about 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks. I'm working 5 days a week right now to take care of all my business. So that'd give me half the month free, and then the other half I can pay, which would still like save me mad money. Like maybe a pass that's like $34, and that would get me through like a month as well. So at the most, I'm paying like $40 a month for transportation. Saves me hella money, right? Because that saves me like $240 a month. Okay, my only issue with that program is that what if I'm late one day and I miss the bus and I have to drive? Then I have like no form of parking. But I was told there are ways like if you get into a bind or something like that, they can you can get your manager or something like that to let them know that you had an issue, and they kind of sign off on that. Okay, that's an option, right? Another option is I can get a pass. Okay, so the passes for the express bus for me are a little pricey. So what I'm doing right now is trying to figure out the best way for me to be able to cut this to like this $300 a month basically in gas. Even if I pay $100 a month back and forth to work, it saves me a lot of money. So that's my new thing, is figuring out in the next couple of days, like real life. I would prefer to start this week coming. I just don't know if the options I have will be able to set into play by then. But is to figure out how to crunch that, because that's an extra $250 a month, that I can put into something else. Hence my debt, me paying down my debt, my student loans and stuff like that. So that's the next move. Like, I realize that I spend not a lot of money, but a good amount of money at work on food because I'm so busy. I've gone back to, today I decided to go back to like packing my lunch, like cooking one day a week and cooking for the week, right? That saves me a lot of money. Like, I mean, my fruits cost me $4, and I boil 2 eggs in the morning. My spinach costs me $2. What is that? 4, so we're at like $8, right? And then like when I'm boiling like my vegetables and my protein, like you're talking about I can feed myself for the week for way under $20. So in crunching numbers, and I realize that I'm serious about this debt. I feel like I want to pay more towards my debt so I can be closer to my financial goals. So I realized that I have to crunch some more numbers. So I was allotting myself like $120, 30, 60, 90, $120 a month on food at work. I'm trying to cut that in half, right? And spend something like $60 based on just groceries. And then I can put that extra $100 or so towards my debt as well, right? So that is my goal, like crunching these numbers and making sure, and start to commute via bus or train to work. I can save an additional, honestly, at the most I should probably pay out, let's go on the high end, $60 a month. That still saves me $220 a month in gas, right? Because I can park my car, right? So that's an option, right? So that's $220 right there. If I pack my lunch and stick to it, right? That'll save me like 20, 40, 60, blah, 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 blah. That'll save me like, let's just say $80 a month, right? That's $300 and some change a month I'm saving by just making sure that I take the time to make my lunch, and if I commute to work. That's major. That's another $300, close to $400 I can put towards my debt, right? So that is my new goal, like that I will take care of, like within the next 7 days. I've already taken care of, as far as packing my lunch. I took care of all that today. I'm headed home to make my lunch for the week. The whole situation with commuting is taking just a couple of days, because I have to figure out, am I going to revoke my parking pass, right? So I can get the free rides from my job, the 20 free rides from my job. That's what they allow you a month, right? Or do I go another way and just get a pass, which costs me like $34 a month, and that way I can keep my parking just as a backup, just in case something changes, and go that way. Either way, I save money. Another reason why I like to keep my parking too at my job is because it's downtown. So anytime anything is going downtown, I can park there, right? And then too, like when I'm traveling, I can park downtown and then catch a shuttle to the airport and save mad money with that too. So giving up my parking kind of makes me anxious, but this debt is more important to me than me caring about being able to park, right? So that's my new plan for financial freedom. I'm not for sure if you guys listen to any podcasts as far as you guys managing your finances, but I like this podcast called Optimal Finance Daily. It's great. And they have another one called Optimal Business Daily, which is great because they kind of they're actually what gave me the oomph to start my consignment shop. Like they basically helped me lay out my plan just from listening to them 6 minutes a day. Basically showed me how to start it and don't really put any money out and just see how things would multiply. It worked great for me in my consignment shop. My consignment shop basically takes care of itself. But I would have never probably taken the initiative if I didn't listen to this podcast. Again, it's Optimal Business Daily and Optimal Finance Daily. They're going to give you little things you can do to help you keep more in your pocket. Because that's really what it's about. Most people probably spend on something way more than they should. And the podcast is going to kind of help you crunch numbers. That's where I got the whole idea of me having to commute to work. So that's a good one. I follow this girl on Instagram. Her name is That Debt Free Life, 𝗕𝗂𝗵𝗹 Life. And she really goes into her whole, she paid off $150,000 in a year in debt between her and her husband. So she'll give you a lot of things too to kind of help you crunch numbers. I actually spoke to her via Instagram. She was telling me some apps to use to help me stay on budget. Now my issue is not staying on budget. I don't have a hard time staying on budget. I'm super duper frugal. Now my issue is cutting down the things that I allow on my budget, right? So those are a couple of suggestions I have for anybody trying to manage your debt and minimize what you spend and keep more in your pocket. Because the idea is for you to be able to get older and be able to do the things you want to do. And that's going to take sacrifice while you're younger. They also help you with managing your credit and stuff like that. I learned all of the little things I tell you guys from the people I just mentioned to you. So they're definitely good people to follow. Again, this is Alicia So Awesome. You guys remember, financial freedom is key, right? Minimize what you spend so you can keep more in your pocket, right? I do appreciate you guys share, and continue to repost my videos, and I will continue to assist you guys and help you guys the best way I can. I love you guys. I will check in with you guys later.